exactly what was behind all of that. So the callers, we're coming to you in just a few. Mr. Michael Scott, who is the president and owner of Chapter Maroons, joins us now. Mr. Scott, how are you, sir?
Good, very good.
All right, so it's Orville and Zidane with you.
All right, Orville. Zidane.
Yes,
Right.
good afternoon, Mr. Scott.
So I'll just get straight to the point. It's my callers are wanting to hear the story, but they also want to be part of the program. So we won't keep it too long. What exactly was the reason behind the firing of Lenny?
Well, like I said, the players, you can't use 18-year-olds to play Saturday 6 o'clock and use them the next day at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense. And there were players who were available. There are other players who were available.
So you're saying the coach had other options, because his argument that he only had 13 players on the
Well,
Sunday.
he only have 13 players because some players, there are other players from other schools
Mm-hmm.
and who doesn't have contract, who was able, you could take out one of those fives, one of the Clarendon College five, and put in another player without a contract. There was another player who, we only allow 5 non-contract players.
Mm-hmm.
So there's available player. There's at least one more player who was available, who was never changed, right? Because he's only using the Clarendon College players. So that's one of the problems. Another problem is that we are doing poorly. We like, at the rate of how we are going, we would be out of the league. We are the worst team in the league.
Well,
So what's the fact that we're in 12th place? We are the worst team.
well,
We outplayed by every team.
statistically, you're not the worst team, but
No, well, what happened? Yeah, if you look at goals, we only scored 3 goals, but every time we score, it counts.
Yes.
So we give up like 5 to Hornets, 3 to Cavaliers, 3 to Tivoli, and 3 to Umberland.
Yeah, but Mr. Scott, somebody listening now and they want to defend Lenny Hyde could say, but it's not Lenny Hyde's fault why you only can play a certain amount of players.
It's not his fault, but all right. There are players, who transferred last week and retransfer back this week.
What do you mean by retransfer? Yes.
Like, there's one player from Portland, Penny Cook, asked for a transfer last week because he left the team 2 months ago and retransfer back this week, and he inquired how to get back to us on Monday.
why did he leave you?
All these people are saying they'll leave because of the coach. And we have players are leaving. Like they say, some of these schoolboys won't be coming to the game Sunday against Mount Pleasant. But we have a ton of players coming in.
These are no
Way.
senior players who will be contracted.
Both seniors, and because Lenny narrows it down to Clarendon College. Everything comes right down to Clarendon College. So no other player from any other school in Clarendon will come here. Everything comes down to Clarendon College.
You're saying that the coach was, although it's a Chapelton Maroons team, that you as the owner was inclined to have more schoolboys from other schools getting involved, but you feel that the coach was too
I know that.
reliant and well, you're almost saying biased for CC
You
players.
see that selfishness in that game, in the Casta game, where 5 players from Clarendon College took the penalty, and those 5 players were expected to play the next game. They played 90 plus minutes. That's
The 5 Chapelton Maroon players played all 90 minutes in the all Manning game.
Pretty much. There's a young one who didn't play 90 minutes, but he's young. He's only 17, 18 years old.
Yes.
These players are not necessarily very strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have been playing all year.
Yeah, man, it's tough for even seniors to play on a Saturday and then play on a Sunday in the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, especially late Saturday.
Let alone youngsters.
All right,
yeah.
you're saying that Lenny was too reliant on Clarendon College players. But what if Lenny says these were the players that I use to
bring.
qualify for the Premier League, and why shouldn't I stick with them?
One thing I want to say before I leave this program: Jamaica should have more respect for Jamaica Premier League. It's nice that we have a hype around schoolboy football, but it's a different league. It's no comparison. It's a much faster league. The players are stronger. It's a much better league. I know schoolboy football is a big hype and them get a lot of support from their past students and all of that stuff. But Premier League is a different league, and we need to respect Jamaica Premier League. We need to treat it with respect. You can't put school football over what is supposed to be a professional league. Jamaica is the only country in the world where you put high school over the Premier League.
Yes.
And that's what's holding our football.
What about the consideration for the youngsters, Mr. Scott, who would want to play in that Alder Costa All Manning game?
But
even at the expense of the Premier League game the next day.
But what I'm saying, that's true. But the players want to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're kids, they're going to always want to play. But you need to manage their time. There are other players who from there's one player from Central who was with us too, was formerly a farmer chaplain. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, right? Because like I said, other players from other schools are not coming.
Because they think they won't get no game. That's what you're saying.
Right, exactly. So a lot of them drift. So there's a Central player who never played.
Mm-hmm.
This All Manning game was a showcase to see the best talents in Jamaica, not just Clarendon College. And he knows that he has a game the next day. So you need to manage the time of your players if you have any respect for Premier League.
Yeah, man. I have one more for you, President.
Yeah.
We were made aware that you are struggling in terms of players because you weren't aware of the rule. Lenny Hyde said that he wasn't aware of the rule, that you only can have 5 amateur players.
All right.
But we are in January now. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't there be a rush on your part to ensure that you get some more senior players so you wouldn't be a situation where you still have 13 players?
Bluntly,
yes.
Nobody wants to play for Lenworth Hyde.
Oh, Lord.
Let me say, I try not to say anything bad about him, right? He's a nice guy, he's all right, he's cool. But most players don't want to play for him. In the school, the way you talk to your 18-year-old, you can't talk to your 22-year-old like that. It's different. So you could go into school and talk to an 18-year-old because they love the hype and Clarendon College, but you can't take that to a Premier League team.
What do you say to those who say Lenny has won 3 different Premier Leagues with 3 different teams, and therefore must have some kind of ability to inspire and motivate not the students but adults as well?
Lenny has done it with great organizations. Portmore, Tivoli Gardens and the Seaga, Harborview, those are big names.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is a different time. Yes. If you look at the time, Lenny doesn't do video review. He doesn't rewatch games. Lenny does not have a coaching team. He doesn't have a team. He doesn't have a staff. You can't be my head coach and you can't find an assistant.
He doesn't have an assistant?
He doesn't.
And you're prepared.
Lenny won those championships with.
Hold on, Mr. Scott. You're prepared to pay an assistant if Lenny Hyde said he wants X.
Of course, but I gave him one, and he does acknowledge him.
Oh.
That's a bit.
Lenny does not. You cannot. The level, the respect I have for Jamaica Premier League, right? And they're saying they want a professional league, right? You can't. You have to show up. You can't. Just a man just come, train, go back, and then come back and train the next day. It doesn't work like that. There's more work off the field if you want to have a professional league. People have to analyze. Lenny doesn't do all of that stuff. Once Lenny leave here, that's it.
Well, but he's such a highly successful schoolboy
coach. That was when, though. That's a different time. That's a different era.
No, man, I'm saying even this year was arguably the coach of the season schoolboy football.
Like I said, that's a different level. You can't really compare the levels
to the Premier League.
There's no comparison. Even he's talking about schoolboys. We got 6 points without schoolboys. 6 points in 6 games. when we add those 5 players from Clarendon College, we got 2 points
Oh,
in 4
interesting.
games.
Since adding the top players from Clarendon College, you have only amassed.
Only 2 points within 4 games.
Or because the schoolboys couldn't play during the schoolboy season.
Right.
So you were actually doing better when there was not the
We actually were doing
statistically better.
Right. But after the adult players went away because they were disrespected. And, all right, you could look at it. There's a guy named Pennycook. He's one of them. He never played since the first 2 or 3 games. There's a couple of, you'll see people who were here the first 2 or 3 games back. And we're gonna videotape our training tomorrow, Thursday, and put it on Instagram. And you'll see there are droves of players coming in.
The players are coming back because now they feel like they're
Players are coming
more
back.
likely to
New
get a
players are
game.
coming in. We're actually better off.
Wow.
Interesting.
Right? We actually, and like I said, you could go on Instagram, and we're gonna put show you what's going on live tomorrow.
Who will be the coach for you on Sunday?
Where we're using Nigel Stewart.
Nigel Stewart.
Yeah, I know Nigel.
Formerly of Sporting Central
Yeah.
and also Mount Pleasant assistant.
Right, Mount Pleasant. He's been assistant for a lot of coaches, and I'm confident he'll hold his own.
He's interim, or you're going to give him the job as the head coach?
No, we're going to
Clovis.
Brazil.
Clovis coming in.
For sure, yeah.
Wonderful.
How do you?
Yeah,
How can you?
He's coming here on the 1st.
The 1st of February.
Yeah.
And that's official. Yeah, signed off on that.
That's it. Unless he change.
Okay.
He's coming with an assistant. And he wants to bring 2 assistants. And I said, no.
You only
Let's
can afford
have-
one.
Yeah, and let's use someone local, someone to.
Okay.
Right? So,
All right.
So, it's I want to take Capitan Maroons to another level.
Yes.
And I don't think Mr. Hyde
Is the man for the job.
All right,
Mr.
Sir Scott.
Thanks for coming on.
All right.
We talk.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Interesting to hear Lenny's side of the story. but
Yes, because there
it
are
is
always
what
2 sides to a story.
yes,
I'll tell
indeed.
the truth.
All right, the listeners, I'm sure you would have found that interesting. Let's continue with the program after the break.
Importers, submit proper invoices to customs to reduce delays in clearing shipments. Visit www.jacustoms.gov.jm for details. The temperature by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
29 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
Make a toast to your future. The JTA Cooperative Credit Union is by your side. All educators, the best is what you deserve.
We'll keep your dreams alive.
Competitive loans to help you grow.
We'll take you higher.
Great returns on your savings.
Yeah.
A bright future is in the making.
Build the best you with the best credit union. We are committed to serving you.
The JTA Cooperative Credit Union, serving our members, impacting lives positively.
Shop with Hilo. It's so easy. No hassle. No more long lines. Shop with Hilo. Hilo online delivers to your door. Shop safe and secure when you're online. Debit or credit card, pay online. And if you're busy all day, Hilo makes it easy.
Now you can download the Hilo app, visit HiloFoodStoresJA.com and pay for your foods online using a debit or credit card, locally or overseas, and have them delivered from selected locations
Shop
in
with
Jamaica.
Hilo. It's so easy. Pay and it's done with Hilo online. Shop with Hilo. Hilo at your fingertips.
This is your Gatorade moment. The extra energy, push, fuel you need to take every day to the next level. Fluids to hydrate, electrolytes to replenish, and carbohydrates to fuel. The greats never settle. Fuel your day with Gatorade, the greatest sports fuel of all time. Now available in 1 liter.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number 1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, so you heard that interview from the president of Chapter Maroons. Let's hear what you think about that and anything else. We have Rollington Town up.
Hello, Mr. Rollington Town.
Hello?
No, it's
Oh,
not
this is
Rollington.
Shipping Port. Shipping Port.
I want to make them say number 1, man. I want to put number 2 and number 1.
What's up?
Yeah, man, I know at 3:30, me say me want the debate, because at 3 o'clock, me supposed to leave work today, but then sit it around at 3 o'clock, me I start work.
Right.
Because me tell you, if a man want the debate, 1 to 2, me I left home 2 o'clock. But you see, if a man want in at 3 to hard, 3:30, but me still factor in that time.
How would somebody debate that impact argument?
They must watch the games, them, like when me guy game and watch them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get.
Watch the game, them better not take it up. So the man can call and think and say, boy, watch clips. You have to watch
I don't think you'd have a lot of good arguments.
You want to take it on?
Make a case, no?
Eh?
Make a case.
Well, I know. Yes, you hear why me can't take you on? Because you know got the game them. You know why?
I don't.
Well, I know. Listen, listen how you're dead in our show.
Yeah.
And Pele, and me can't say no, Pele is the greatest footballer. Because uno step on this, uno no watch clips and uno follow clips.
So you're saying I've never watched the Jamaica college team play?
Well, I know, man. I know that me I talk about. Me I talk about whisper. You see, when me I go to the game,
you're saying I've never watched.
Man, me don't talk. You talk, then me talk. Since you want to.
I'm saying a lot of games are on YouTube this season, my boss. A lot of games. Be careful of saying I don't watch the games.
You want me to talk now?
Yes.
When you there the games, them and you got the game, and you say, yo, me I got the game, and where the pan, you come and say, no, you know what, me I watch whisper next time, I want to say whisper. You see, by now, even you start telling me, you know, reach home from country, you know, you start telling me what whisper go on with. So, right, that's why you know.
YouTube is available, my boss.
So that's why I'm one, the rest of them watch YouTube, come take me on.
Them not watch.
Well, man, leave it for man to come take it.
Nobody not going to take on that, because a lot of person wouldn't even notice the defender that you're talking about.
Well, a man called me saying here on the program. A man say, yo, go check YouTube, because them was the best player. I think on YouTube to the best player. I watch out. I'm saying, no, people put that thing there, so I'm not go watch it. But we not see, but a man say they on YouTube. So the
Whisper was officially named the MVP of the Manning Cup and also the MVP of the Champions Cup.
But I don't see nothing wrong with that. Did I say anything wrong with Whisper being out? No, me say we don't give Whisper MVP.
Then how is that player more?
Yeah, let me
just ask you some question. No, hold on. I'm saying nobody. But hold on, nobody will take. Lenny Hyde. You're running from me. All right, go on. Run.
Lenny Hyde.
Yes.
Listen, man. Me can't argue that man when I watch a game.
Yeah, man, you run, man.
Just like how you tell me things yesterday.
All right, run.
No, but here's my one. Here's my one thing, and here's what I'm a little.
You would have seen Blake a lot.
Unsure about. Yeah, I've seen it, but you agree that Whisper is the MVP of the season. But you felt that there was another player who had a better game by game impact.
Yes, sir.
Explain the difference between those two.
Yeah.
And why me give Whisper MVP?
Why would you give one player the MVP, but you think another player had more game by game impact? I'm not sure I can reconcile those two positions.
As a defender in Jamaica, nobody recognizes you. They recognize the forward, the attacker who is doing the damage. Whisper has done damage in games, but it's a lot of games they do the damage and score only in the immaculate things in games, you know. But it's a lot of those games, especially one of the games when.
So why would you make him MVP then? That is my question.
Because of the amount of goal that he scores, we go for goal.
No man, me not talk what the public go find out. If I feel that there was another player who...
I go with the organizers.
No man. If I feel that player A had more game by game impact than player B throughout the season, that player A may make the man of the series in my book.
Jamaica, and as I said before, Jamaica don't pay any homage to defenders.
I'm not asking you to give me the Jamaican thing, you know.
But I tell you, I know what is the question I asked, and I'm answering.
I'm struggling.
I'm asking who would you think is the do you agree with Whisper being the MVP? And you say yes.
I do. I said that yesterday. I does agree. I do.
But that mean you agree with the people who made him the MVP.
Yes.
But you believe another player, not the MVP, had the best game by game impact.
Yes, sir.
That is contradictory.
May have a little.
Well, if you don't want to go against it, up to
no, you're going against yourself.
Afraid that you like.
Let's take it. Then come on, take all on our friends, take it on, and like want to go against it. But listen.
No, I'm saying you're taking on yourself.
My thing is not about MVP, you know.
No, so Orville is trying to.
Hold on, man. Lenny Hyde, don't know. Give me the time.
Lenny Hyde, go on.
Lenny Hyde.
I don't know. Tell me, 5 minutes.
Lenny Hyde, shipping pool.
Listen, this thing with Lenny Hyde now. Good coach. But you see this thing, I came on this program before and I said, a man called one time and said, oh, okay, when the Clarendon College players, them ready for play, we're going to see better results. And I came back the next day and said, you will not see better results. Because don't be fooled by what you're seeing going on in the schoolboy league. They're slower. They play slower than the JPL. So the JPL man, but the game is faster. They have a lot of time playing for the schoolboys at the schoolboy level. They have a lot of time on the ball and can do a lot of things and look good.
I agree. It's chalk the cheese stripping pot. I agree with you 100%.
You heard the president, look well?
Yeah, man, I was listening to him.
What you think about what I'm saying?
You know a lot of things them say me support. Another thing I support to them. The showcase about at the game. Me see Malachi Douglas come off at the end of the game and I limp Malachi. He on the TV, on YouTube, he was limping. Then how could those players be ready to play a game tomorrow? A matter of hours away.
Yeah, man, in the hot 3 o'clock sun as well, man. It was practically impossible.
Zidane, here's the next thing I'm going to look on. The Clarendon goalkeeper, I don't think he was the better goalkeeper. The exhibition game put him on, nothing wrong. I'm not kill him, but I think the state goalkeeper is a better goalkeeper than him. Next thing, I think all losing him, all was a better footballer than him. I don't know want to only for injury hour. But then again, the 5 players that kick the penalty, say a former Clarendon College winner call me and say, it's a big Clarendon man kick the penalty.
Yeah, but the owner made that point as well.
Yeah, it was from the owner. What I said to him, maybe Lenny know them and trust them when I use them. But I'm going to beat Lenny for another thing. Zidane, I'm going to beat Ferguson too. The St. Catherine number 10 play against JC twice. And in the 2 games, he was the best player in the 2 games in midfield. The best midfielder in both games. And you come on injury time and you put on your number 8 and good like this,
Yeah,
Stephen Ferguson, that youth play against it twice. And mash up JC side twice. Mash up the middle, him dominate the middle. And that youth couldn't get a look in. And in an injury time, you put him on. Lenny Hyde, the youth from Glenmuir, David Reed, the number 11, we come from Denby. You not put on the youth none at all, you not play none at all. No, man, I open my eyes to them thing, Lenny Hyde. You not play the youth, the David Reed out of Glenmuir. Yeah. Tell me why. You better your number 13 when you put on number 13. Is that good youth, not good as David
and that's the point the owner is trying to make. So you can't.
Not even a minute the man
so you're seeing a bias like the owner as well towards Clarendon College people by Lenny Hyde.
I think so. Honestly, I think so.
All right, Chipping Pool.
They know him, no play them still and get a little short time away. So I'm not going to kill him.
That's the other thing, you know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You're being a fair.
Yeah.
All right, Chipping Pool.
Your team
was a dominant
probably
force.
Most dominant team in school.
In a while.
You have them youth.
Especially in a while.
You don't really know the other youth them as well. You go, well, assuming you want to win the game and it's not just an exhibition game where you have exposed people. I suppose it's natural to go for the man but you know. Anyway, Mount Salem. Hello? Mount Salem. I could move from Mount Salem then now. And go to Alric. Hello?
Good afternoon, Orville and Zidane.
Good afternoon.
Man, what?
Yeah, man, I'm here. Yeah, man, I heard the interview and I'm in full agreement with the owner of Chapelton Maroons. I also heard Lenny Hyde yesterday on Sportsmax Zone with George Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying the same thing that the man fired him because of, and the manager was saying it, because of lack of respect for the Premier League. And because he said the owner was talking to him about playing the youth in the Bush League, according to him, the day before. And then expect them to play the day after.
Yes.
And it goes right to the heart of what the man is saying about the lack of respect that, in this instance, Lenny Hyde is showing in the owner's estimation to the Jamaica Premier League. Because at the end of the day, we know that back in the day, All Manning versus All Da Costa was a big thing.
Yeah.
And even then, even if it was still a big thing today, the owner is paying Lenny Hyde to be the manager of Chapelton Maroon.
Yes, indeed.
It's not Clarendon College paying him to coach Chapelton Maroons. So you cannot put the All Manning, All Da Costa game over the Jamaica Premier League.
I would not have taken that job, Orville, to coach that All Manning game, knowing that situation. Leave me out of it. So if the players want to go and play because they can't start them because they are not professionals with Chapelton, you know, they couldn't blame me, Lenny Hyde.
You know how it would look good on Lenny's resume?
What?
Yes,
Lenny not going to reach nowhere in the Premier League. He knows that. Winning Aldi adds to his repertoire.
But you can't shortchange the man. The man
that's a different argument. But
which is the point the man I make.
No. Zidane says he wouldn't take the game I don't know if I'd go so far.
Orville.
Having taken the game, I may not have made the decision that he...
Maybe because Lenny Hyde, Richard Redding can think about racing me. Because me, that good play Lenny Hyde get a Chapperton Maroons. Yes.
Taking the game, there are a lot of players from that played the Dakota Cup that could have played that game. If you know that you only have 5 players, these 5 players are also critical to the Chapterton Maroons team, which is the next day. You can draft other players from other Dakota Cup teams, but as the manager is saying, the owner is saying, there's a clear bias towards Clarendon College. Yeah, and at the same time, you have a match against Chapterton Maroons. And even no player, as much as they're saying that they are young, you can't play a match 6 o'clock today, and by 3 o'clock tomorrow, you're going to play again. They need time to recover.
Yeah, that I can understand.
Premier League, people have 2 to 3 days between matches. You can't play the youth them today, 90 minutes, and then come tomorrow, they have to play another high quality,
clear conflict, clear conflict. More like Lenny Hyde as well. It means saying not take my things serious.
So it's 2 things the man really fire and fire now. And that's the point I was making yesterday. And Diego was trying to go around the thing as well, like you don't understand why the man fire Lenny. The man I say, yeah, show like a respect for the league, for my team that I won, coupled with 4 performances with a 12 in the league, and it's a 14-man league. How many teams go down in the
2.
So they are just above the relegation zone.
Yes.
And yes, they are points out that they have played 10 games, 1-2, drew 2, lost 6. 8 points out of a possible 30 points. That's not good enough.
What is interesting is that he says in the schoolboy season when the Clarendon College players were not playing, statistically the team did better then.
Exactly.
That for me, is the most telling part of the whole interview.
Yes, indeed, it is Orville. It is.
What I've not heard a lot of owners of Premier League clubs coming out, but this man seems to have the Jamaica Premier League interest at heart. The man wants to see the thing taken to another level, and if we continue to treat the Premier League like it is a pawn shop thing, then it will never improve. So players will always want. You ask a question to him about these players will want to play the All Manning and All Dakota Cup match. Players will always want to play 90 minutes, and that's one problem that Ronaldo run into.
All right,
as a manager.
We give a minute after the break. Albert,
we're coming back.
Home is where the heart is. Let Dunn's Fine Furniture and Decor warm your home and your heart with their beautiful lighting and home decor items. Visit 59 3/4 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10 or call 754-2921. The temperature by Dunn's Fine Furniture and Decor is
29 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
Illegal gambling is a criminal offense with fines of up to $1 million or 18 months in prison. Call Crime Stop at 311 to report illegal gambling. The time by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission is
1:30.
Omega Radio now presents Sports in a Minute. It's sponsored by Edgechem, Fosrich Group of Companies, Enibet, and Dangel's Auto Spares and Accessories. All right, in Sports in a Minute, Igua Swiatek beat Colombia's Camilo Oserio 6-2, 6-3, while Pegula was a 6-2, 7-6 winner against Belarusian Alexandra Sasnovich. And Jessica Pegula played with the number 3 on her skirt. In support of NFL player Damal Hamlin, who was discharged from hospital 9 days after suffering a cardiac arrest while playing for the Buffalo Bills, the franchise owned by her parents. Now, all of this is in the tournament before the start of the Australian Open. That is Sports in a Minute. Omega Radio has just presented Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem for people who dream in color. Fosrich, we open on Sundays with special discounts on all items in store. Solar floodlights, water heaters, conduits, and more. Or visit fosrich.com and shop. Enibet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly. And Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue in Kingston.
Boy. What am I going to do about this now?
What happened to you, missus?
My car broke down and I can't get the parts.
Parts? So you never hear about Dangels? And them are the done in the parts world, you know? Them have parts for Hyundai, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Mazda, Subaru, you name it. Them have it.
Visit Danjel Auto Spares and Accessories in Kingston at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Telephone 9299146, or in Maypen at shop number 10, 1A Chapperton Road. Telephone 986-7142.
This is your Gatorade moment. The extra energy, push, fuel you need to take every day to the next level. Fluids to hydrate, electrolytes to replenish, and carbohydrates to fuel. The greats never settle. Fuel your day with Gatorade, the greatest sports fuel of all time. Now available in 1 liter.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, Albert, you have a minute. Use it wisely.
All right, yeah. So players are always one play. But as a manager, you have to manage a team. And I heard him yesterday